And welcome to the Awakening with Kelvin Phiri, part of the Bridges to Prosperity series. I'm your host Kelvin, and today we're doing something a little different. We're diving into Zambia's latest economic performance using the June 2025 monthly bulletin from the Zambia Statistics Agency and breaking it down in simple, everyday language, because the numbers are not just numbers. They tell the story of our nation. They show us where we are and where we're going. Disclaimer: as always, this podcast is for public awareness and education. It's not financial advice or a political statement. Please do your own research or speak to a professional when making important decisions. Let's begin with some encouraging news. Zambia's economy is growing. In the first quarter of 2025, we recorded a growth rate of 5.1%. That's more than double the rate we had during the same period last year, which stood at 2.2%. That's progress. This growth came from several key areas: mining, transport, construction, and services like education and health. More mining activity means more jobs. More construction means more infrastructure, and that means better opportunities for all of us. Now, yes, agriculture did take a knock due to the drought, and that's something we can't ignore. But the good news is that we're starting to see recovery in other areas, and with focused support, the agriculture sector can bounce back stronger. Zambia has always been resilient, and our farmers are among the most determined people I know. Let's move on to the cost of living, something we all feel every day. Inflation is the rate at which prices rise, and earlier this year things looked tough. In January, inflation stood at 16.7%, then peaked at 16.8% in February. But here's the good part: since then we've been moving in the right direction. By March and April, it dropped to 16.5%. In May, it came down to 15.3%, and by June, it had dropped again to 14.1%. Now, is 14.1% still high? Yes, but the steady downward trend shows that efforts to stabilize the economy are beginning to bear fruit. We're seeing this especially in the food sector. Maize prices have gone down significantly. The price of breakfast, mealie meal, has dropped too. And fuel prices, which affect transport costs and food distribution, have also started to ease. This means that although life isn't yet cheap, the pressure is starting to lift, and for many Zambian families, that's a welcome change. If we stay on this path, with smart policy and continued investment, we can bring inflation back to manageable levels. That's the kind of future we're building toward. Let's talk trade, because here Zambia is making solid progress. In May 2025, we recorded a trade surplus of 1.5 billion Kwacha. Simply put, we earned more from our exports than we spent on imports. Our total exports hit 30.2 billion Kwacha, and while copper is still our top product, we're also seeing growth in non-traditional exports like sugar, maize, tobacco, and cement. This is a big deal. It means we're not just relying on copper, we're starting to diversify, and the more we can expand our export base, the stronger and more stable our economy will become, especially for future generations. Employment is another area that's starting to see a shift. More people in urban areas are getting back into work. Yes, a lot of these jobs are still informal, but let's look at the bigger picture. Work is being created, especially in trade, transport, and services. The challenge now is to make those jobs more secure, better paid, and more sustainable. And that's possible with better training, better access to capital, and policies that support small businesses and entrepreneurs. Now let's talk about the Kwacha. In June, the average exchange rate was around 24 Kwacha and 37 Gui to the US dollar. Now that's still a challenge, but remember, just a few months ago, the Kwacha was under far more pressure. What's helping it now is our growing export income, improved investor confidence, and responsible fiscal management. The strength of a currency reflects the strength of a nation's economy, and while the Kwacha isn't yet where we want it to be, it's holding its own. And if we stay focused, we can see it gradually strengthen. A stronger Kwacha means cheaper imports, lower inflation, and more confidence in the future. So what does all this mean for you? It means Zambia is on the move. We are not stuck. We are not going backward. Yes, we face challenges, but we are showing resilience, we are showing growth, and we are showing potential. This isn't the time to give up. It's the time to plug in, to invest, to support local businesses, to take advantage of opportunities. Because slowly but surely the environment is improving. And if you're part of the diaspora, this is your time too. Come visit, invest, build, be part of Zambia's story. Because the Zambia we're building is not just for today, it's for 2030, for 2040, and for 2050. It's for our children and their children after them. So yes, the stats show we're not there yet, but they also show that we are moving forward, and that is something worth celebrating. You've been listening to The Awakening with Kelvin Phiri. I hope this episode gave you hope, clarity, and a better understanding of what's going on behind the scenes. If you've seen improvements in your area, let me know. If you're still feeling the pinch, share your story too. This platform is for all of us. Until next time, stay informed, stay hopeful, and keep building those bridges to prosperity.